Bow, bow, bow. What's good, everybody, man? It's your boy, Kenny Chow. We are back, ladies and gentlemen, with the first ever video on the brand new channel, man. This is our third channel, Extra Chow. If you guys haven't followed the main channel, Kenny Chow, and the second channel for reactions, Bow Chow, be sure to go check it in the description down below. But, yeah, man, I told you guys that I'm gonna just be doing different kind of content on this channel. Not so much, I would say, like production wise content is really gonna be more like ranting. So you know, just gonna be kind of talking my thoughts, saying how I feel day to day. I might drop one video, I might drop 3 videos, might drop 5 videos in a day. Who knows, man? Whatever goes on in my brain, I'm just gonna speak it out. But today, man, one of the most controversial things that I've seen online that I'm gonna talk about is a 9 to 5 job is harder than content creation, and I'm gonna give you guys my 2 cents on it because one, content creation is becoming one of the biggest incomes for people. It's becoming one of the biggest outlets for a lot of you guys that don't want to go to college, that don't want to work regular jobs, that want to pretty much have control of your own schedule, make more money than you can, work in a regular job, so forth, so forth. So I'm going to give you the pros and cons of content creation, I'm going to give you the pros and cons of a 9 to 5, and I'm going to just give you my input on the whole situation that I've seen online that people are talking about. Now, if you guys don't know, I used to do accounting. That was what I went to school for. I'm going to show you my degree that I got, you know what I'm saying? So I'm somewhat educated. Not saying I'm fully all the way educated, but I have my degree, bro. So it is what it is. At least I have it. My parents wanted me to get it. Typical Asian household family wanting to get a degree. You know what I'm saying? Get your education. And, during my time, I'm not going to lie, you guys, school and getting an education was one of the most consistent slash only choice you really had, I guess. Like, if you didn't go to school or you didn't go to college out of high school, either you went to, a lot of my friends went to the military, you know what I'm saying? They went to the military, or they got a job. Like, they got a consistent job that they were at every single day. And that was kind of the route that you had to take back when I was going to school or when I was applying for colleges and everything. But nowadays, man, kids in high school are making more than sometimes professors, bro. And that's a fact. A lot of college kids on campus, athletes, are making more than professors, making more than the dean, bro. And that's just the reality we live in. Now, 9 to 5, pros and cons with it that I'm gonna give you my intake on, right? Pros of having a 9 to 5, you get a salary. You're getting guaranteed money every single week, okay? Every single bi-weekly, monthly, whatever check you have. Hopefully you have health insurance, you have dental insurance, you have optometry, you just have insurance in general for your body. And that is the benefit of having a 9 to 5. Also, you get to interact with your employees. You get to interact with other customers. You get to interact with a lot of other people other than yourself or people in your circle, right? And honestly, it's a little escape from reality. Sometimes, if you got things going on at home, your 9 to 5 job can be that little escape that you have throughout the day, and it can be beneficial in some ways to where you might not see it that way, if that makes sense. So pros 95, that's my take on it. Obviously there's a lot more pros, but back when I was doing accounting and I was slaving pretty much, bro, those were what I considered the pros at 95. Now the cons. brother, waking up every morning just to go to your job, especially if you don't like slash love your job, those are the most dreadful mornings. And especially if you have to commute to your work for more than an hour, especially in traffic. You guys know I live in LA, so LA traffic is always the worst, especially during morning times when everyone's trying to get to work and in the evening when everyone's getting off of work. So your days are pretty much just it. Like that's what your days consist of is going to work. If you live close to work, maybe you have time to go to the gym, run some errands before after work, but most of the time you really have nothing else to do other than get ready for the next day to go to work, right? Unless you have nursing schedules, right? Where you do a 12-hour shift and you work 4 days straight and then you get 3 days off. But you know, that's hard too. 12 hours versus 8 hours. So the cons of it is really just putting in the time. I feel like it takes a lot of time, and most of the time you feel like you're getting underpaid, which is probably the case. But there's nothing you can do when you're not your own boss. There's nothing you can do when you are working for somebody else. You have to follow their rules. You have to go along with what they want. And I feel like those are the pros and cons that I have with the 9 to 5. Now, with content creation is a beautiful thing. And I am always blessed to be in the position I am today. And I'm always grateful. At the same time, you guys, it was not an easy route. It was not the most promising route, right? Especially my first, I want to say 2 to 3 years was very, very difficult. Now, as you guys know my past history, if you guys know me, I was connected with a lot of big YouTubers, thankfully, on my come up. And I'm always grateful for that. I feel like I positioned myself to be in that scenario, and I took advantage of the opportunity and I was able to make something out of it. I feel like that's life. Life is about opportunities, and life is about putting yourself in a position to win. And if you're not doing that for yourself, then you have to start learning and you have to start executing ways to put yourself in that position to succeed. But, the pros and cons of it. Pros, if you're successful on it, you can make a lot more than working a 9 to 5. Pros, my scheduling. I'm able to control my own schedule. I'm able to control where I want to be, where I'm supposed to be, day to day, week to week, month to month. I can travel the world if I wanted to. I don't need to request PTO. And I feel like those are the most two things that are most important to me, is that I was making more than I was at a 9 to 5 and my scheduling. Those are the pros for me personally. Obviously, there's a lot more pros, like I love getting free stuff, free shoes. I love, what I'm saying, when fans come up to me saying they appreciate my work. But those are like the small pros. I'm talking about the main pros, right? The cons are actually so the cons are so what's the word I want to put it, man? The cons are so unspoken of, I guess we'll say, that people think content creation is so glorified that it's always good at every time. Now, the cons that I've suffered, right, is continuing to do content creation. Like, you have to come up with ideas, you have to execute the ideas, you have to produce the ideas, you have to edit the ideas, you have to make the video, right? Like, you got to put a lot of time into that. And to be the best of the best, you have to put as much time as you feel, and you have to be proud of that work to put out there for other people to watch and hopefully get motivated and attract them onto your channel. All right, that's one of the cons, is really continuously thinking of new ideas, innovating, and being on your toes and not slacking at all. All right, you are accountable for all your work. You're accountable for everything you do. You're accountable for your success, right? You're in control now. I think that's one of the biggest cons that people sleep on, is that you are your own boss at that point, and you have to be able to keep up with it, and you are your own employer. You don't have an employer telling you what to do. You don't have an employer paying you hourly, paying you salary to, one day work hard maybe, and the next day you're chilling, but you're still getting the same amount of money, right? Those are one of the cons, man, is the innovating. And I always tell this: a successful content creator is the one that innovates and the one that is consistent. Consistent is the biggest key to everything, not even just content creation. Consistency, right? You have to be consistent every week. If you're going to do 3 videos a week, you got to do that 3 videos a week for the next 2 years, bro. Like, you got to be consistent with it, because in that way you can build a habit. But yeah, I would say that. And one of the cons is really, you're lonely most of the time, bro. Like, you don't have a lot of interactions with other people. You don't have a lot of interactions with, coworkers or, a friend, because you're grinding, and your grind is different from maybe your other friends' grind that are doing the 9 to 5. So you might not see your close homies as much as you do anymore. Now, keep in mind, if you're in a group and you live in a house with other content creators, that's beneficial to you, right? But if you're not in that scenario and you're not in that setting, you're lonely a lot of the times, you guys. And that's what you guys have to understand. But I'm a firm believer that each and every one of you that's watching this video can be content creators nowadays. It's that much easier to become a content creator, but it's also hard to sustain it and consistent with it and almost make it, I guess, because so many people are doing it, right? Like I said, it is not an easy job, but with the way TikTok is, Snapchat, YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, anybody could really build a platform now. Like, it's very possible. 2 to 3 years ago, I would tell you guys it's very, very, very difficult to do. But I'm being straight up honest right now that if you're watching this and you have a dream and a goal to be a content creator, go do that shit, bro. Go chase it and go do it, because it's very, very possible to do nowadays. But yeah, man, that's my Thursday thoughts. Little random rant. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think, man. Be sure to go subscribe to the new channel right here. Be sure to go check out the other 2 channels. Let me know what other topics you guys want me to dive deep into. And other than that, man, we out this day. Peace.